and it's all about stopping the flow. Disruption has been a word used frequently. There is no more time to ponder, no more strategizing for us to do. One game of FIFA 21 to decide the King of Oceania. It is Dylan with the 2-0 lead. Dare I say, one hand grasping said crown.
And the usual substitution from Marcus will be made at his earliest availability. Although, at the moment on this current screen, we can't see if he has that pause cue just yet. So hopefully for his sake, he'll remember in the moment that he really to substitute that item on. That Alphonso Davies, so incredible in both defense and in attack.
Dylan it is, looking to attack right now. First time ball to Neymar, heel to heel. Ball inside the area. One of those three centre-backs coming across to get it done. It will be interesting, at least from where I'm sitting, to see what type of pressure Dylan brings out. It's an easy thing to want, and I'm seeing it in the Twitch chat. To see him go aggressive, you're saying he's already got 2. Surely he can give us some more goals. But it's human nature to want to be in control. Possession, the main way to feel that out. Renato Sanchez dropping back very deep in between those lines. Playing it out to the near side. For all that time that ticks down, Dylan gets a little bit closer. And maybe now, Treaders, will get that change you were talking about.
And I don't think Dylan's defensive game plan will shift at all. He has alternative strategies for going about if he needs to score a goal back. But if he's trying to hold on to the lead, the 4-2-3-1 is up there with the best formations in the game, particularly if you know all the passing lanes as well as Dylan does, because you continually are able to get so many bodies back behind the ball.
The change made. Bodies back behind the ball. Not what the fandom at large want, but you're not competing for the Global Series points, for the cash prize, and for the title of Oceania champion. Dylan coming out with his centre-back. It leaves a hole. Bruno Fernandes was onside. Save brought out of the keeper. A rare moment of scrappiness. And it's fair to say, only fair to say, we called out MarcusGomes for some rather uncharacteristic mistakes earlier on, particularly against Mark 11. Ever since that time, Treaders, he has been virtually mistake-free.
He's been so clean at all aspects of the game. It has taken brilliance or a bit of luck from Dylan to create these chances. And indeed, he does create another chance through the directional nutmeg, but the chance not quite on because of the interception yet again from Marcus. Really showing how balanced his game is. Getting control of all facets where he wants it, whether that be in possession or in defense. And that is not a good turnover, though. There's the first mistake of the game. Forced out from Dylan, the counter press, and a wonderful through pass, allowing Rashford to charge forward. But he is dispossessed. Marcus getting numbers back. For the first time, we see the game opening up the slightest bit.
Marcus, without Alphonso Davies, Firmino, Mbappe, Twisting and turning. Bruno with the extra pass. And there it is again. Patented, vintage Marcus Gomes from right to left. And it's game on here in the grand final reset. 2-1.
Extraordinary passing play there from Marcus. Just waited for his opportunity to get the tiki-taka passing happening. And he finds CR7 waiting at the back. And when you leave CR7 open, you only have to watch as that ball settles in the back of the net.
Two-one on aggregate. It looked almost like surprise from Dylan. You might have known what was coming. The surprise perhaps at the quality from Marcus on the big moment, the big occasion. He'd been left scoreless for so long, and just like that at the other end, very similar to what we saw back in Grand Final number 1. And yet again, it is Dylan stepping up to take the penalty. Peter Schmeichel to beat, and it hits the frame of the goal. A huge moment in the Grand Final reset. Some will think justice has been done after a considerably soft penalty. It doesn't really matter what you or I think. The facts are, it stays 2-1.
It's just the risk you run when you manually tackle. And unfortunately for Dylan, unable to green time it on that occasion. The aim probably wasn't too bad, but when he's aiming for that bottom left-hand corner, it just needs that little bit of extra composure. And in these big moments, I guess we see how composed these competitors can be. Ball rolling, doing really well to keep possession with Mbappe with those ball rolls right there. But the ball won back by Marcus, who thumps it clear at the end of the first half of this second leg. 45 minutes remaining. The score is 2-1.
Huge moments at both ends. Marcus Gomes master crafting a goal, and at the other end, I can see both sides of the argument. Soft penalty. Well, he pressed the manual tackle button. That's what happens if you don't get ball. Regardless, Dylan unable to convert. Interesting to note perhaps as well, Marcus called the right way as well. It's all speculation, Shredders, but we do like to give credit where it's due. Marcus did guess the correct way. So Dylan's miss maybe would have gone forward either way. It's been a tale of sticking to systems. Marcus sticking with the 5-3-2, and only just, but it is working.
And Marcus clawing his way back. Again, when you manually tackle, those situations can allow you to simply give away penalties, whether you like it or not. And now Dylan, with a little bit of possession early on, right after kickoff, will have to make every single possession both as long as possible and as efficient and effective as possible.
In a goal of limited game of limited opportunities, it is those moments inside the penalty area that are most evident. Penalty given away, but not converted. It stays 2-1, and we may well only have a second half left to play. I'll say it one last time. Extra time and then penalties if required. Any confusion in that chat right now can be cleared right up. This is the end, my friend. We will crown our champion in just a moment's time. Theo, the left wing back for Marcus, running out of pace. Ball out of play. Dylan appears to be a little unhappy with something. I'm not sure if he's about to make the changes because he's staying still. Maybe this is our first tactical timeout, Treaders, where you just take that little mental break.
Saw a big reaction from Dylan when that through pass didn't find its way to his Neymar. Seemingly that his Neymar ran out of gas, stuck on the spot a little bit. So Dylan taking this opportunity to reset his head, ensure that he's in the right frame of mind, heading into these final moments of this matchup. Marcus more than happy to take these corners because his routines are so effective.
Adama kicks it out. We saw it last time. Dylan with the read. This time, Marcus gets away. Big save from Edison. Mbappe's left foot goes missing somewhat again, as it did yesterday for MarcusGomes. He comes back again. Needs to find the equalizer with only 1/3 of this second leg remaining. All the way back to the centre-backs, he says. Let's try and find some space. Mbappe, good tackle by Dylan. Renato Sanchez again. Edison's distribution good. Dylan avoiding the press. And things may well speed up that little bit more as Marcus chases this all-important equalizer.
And the press really starting to get put on a little bit. And as time ticks on, we'll see the press get more and more aggressive. And through that, we'll see Dylan move that ball quicker and quicker. The reactions of these competitors will be put on display for all to see as time ticks on. Wonderful through pass. Neymar one-on-one and unable to make the opportunity count. Was waiting for an additional runner. A little bit frozen on the spot. But now Marcus with an option up top if he's able to get it there. Indeed, holding the play up, allowing options to make their runs through.
Adama 1-2. Fernandez cut across Edison. Mbappe, it's Varane off Davies. He'll be ruled offside. Dylan puts his hands up. And we're going to let that one sit. I dare say we spoke about it. We called it in a game with few goals, one mistake, one moment to switch off. But we'll look at it, as always, as positively as we can. If you're a Melbourne City fan, City Group fan, MarcusGomes fan, it is game on in this grand final reset. An absolute gift wrapped with a pretty bow delivered to MarcusGomes. And he says it's not my birthday for another 20 days, but I'll take it. And we play on.
Unfortunate for Dylan. He was absolutely fuming at himself for giving it away. And as simple of a finish as it can be. He's made his job that much harder by making that mistake. Somewhat in disbelief, still in shock, and unable to compose himself following the chance that Marcus missed out on just before. And the 5-3-2 for Marcus, holding strong, holding firm. Still yet to score in this second leg is Dylan. Not from the lack of trying, still trying to get that ball forward, but Marcus being so resolute in his game plan, and it's paying off so far.
Dylan probing, desperately demanding an advantage restored. 2-0 up. The big fist pump. He was full of beans, so to speak. His mood could not have changed any more dramatically. You want to see quality. You want to see spectacular goals. Life doesn't always work out the way you planned it. Dylan missing a penalty. Marcus Gomes strolling through. And it's Dylan's reaction again, where he seems disappointed despite winning that ball back eventually. He's losing a little bit of control, it appears.
And I think a little bit more relief that he's able to survive these attacks from Marcus, knowing that Marcus seems to be able to turn on the jets, turn on the afterburners at any moment, within a moment's notice. And Dylan will look primarily out wide to stretch Marcus's 5 at the back, but Marcus will look to prevent Dylan from establishing control of this final attack of this second leg.
He still has a chance to put things right as he would see it. 2-2 on aggregate in the decider. Extra time looming large. He waits until stoppage time before launching the final attack of regular time. 1 minute to work with. Vieira Neymar needs to go forward. Time running out. Marcus Gomes with you-know-who. Alphonso Davies, exactly where Marcus needs him to be. And we are headed to extra time. The reactions of both competitors could not be any more different. Dylan trying to secure, hold things down, if you will, without a shot on target in this second leg. Marcus Gomes with only 40% of possession. But it's not about possession, Treaders. Our first line of the first event of the season. Possession is a myth. It stands true here in the Oceania Qualifier number 2 Grand Final reset.
Absolutely, Marcus picking his moments to go forward and just wearing down Dylan a little bit towards the back end. We saw both competitors allowing themselves to exhale and more pressure to be applied in extra time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's go on together. Extra time in the decider. CR7 has been scoring all of the goals. He scored both goals for both competitors in the reset. He has scored all of Dylan's goals in the grand final and the reset. The foot item he loves so much needs to come up clutch one more time if he is to be the champion. Ronaldo. Kulusevski sprinting inside, looking for the pass inside. Can't find it. Marcus Gomes marshalling well, sliding in with Walker on the turn! Dylan with the most anguished face of anyone that's taken the lead in a grand final over the foot of Schmeichel. No surprise which foot item it is. Marcus needs to respond again.
And I doubt that we'll see Dylan be as generous as he was previously. What build-up from Dylan forced Marcus to commit with his centre-backs, and Alphonso Davies unable to get back in time. And now, Marcus forced to play direct, not the way He would have wanted this to play out at all. And now the press will be on. The tactics will be changed. And the pace of this game will go up another notch.
Yet again, Dylan with a heavy pass. He'll be annoyed at Varane. But you can see on your screen how much power is being applied. And it is again slightly overhit. Regardless, we move. Dylan 3-2 up on aggregate. Plays the through ball. Adama, the most unlikely of defenders, you would have thought. They're in the way. And Ronaldo misses the target. Dylan looking like Jared Leto's Joker right now. Hysterical. Cannot believe after scoring every goal for him, he chooses that time to miss the target completely. Lip readers among you can probably work out what is being said. I need not repeat the words out loud. A deep breath for one and all. Dylan has found his one shot on target. He has found his goal. He has found his lead. Advantage Direwolves Dylan. As for MarcusGomes, can you make us go crazy, go wild at least one more time?
And we're seeing the adjustment made for Dylan for the first time, retreating into the 5-3-2. Seems in agony every time something doesn't quite go the way that he had envisioned in his brain. But that is the luck of the draw. Only 15 in-game minutes to go.
The Twitch chat absolutely exploding. Fans of competitors, neutrals who've jumped on board, have been through said agony. One group in particular will experience the ecstasy that can only come from being the champion of your region. The 5-3-2 used by Marcus throughout this tournament, now being employed by Dylan, and that player is onside. It's Vieira, not who you really want here. Vieira charges on, ball roll. And not liking his options, Dylan bailing out of that play. Marcus gifting back possession somewhat. 10 in-game minutes remaining. The seconds ticking down for MarcusGomes.
What a run that was. What a crucial run as well from Vieira. Player brought down. Marcus committing to these manual challenges. And the tactics of holding this possession will need to be exerted to the fullest of Dylan's ability. Marcus will read so many of these lanes. And the team press will be activated. And Dylan may well just seek out the corner flag. Indeed, he takes on the shot, and another foul given away by Marcus.
Just look at the expressions on the face of this young man. Searching his first major success. He's had little victories. He's experienced nothing quite like this. Adama Traore, back to Vieira. 3 minutes remaining. Dylan, yet again, so close to victory, and the last touch is off that man. MarcusGomes straight underway. Adama down the line. Alfonso being deployed wider now. Ronaldo into the feet of Mbappe. Ronaldo again. MarcusGomes coming forward. Ronaldo on the left foot. Do you believe it? In the last minute of this clash, he refuses to go away. 3-3 on aggregate. You cannot deny the quality that is Melbourne City's Marcus Gomes.
Just incredible. And it begs the question, where has the 4-4-2 been from Marcus this whole tournament? The man has stuck to his game plan, the 5-3-2, switches to the 4-4-2 and creates simple goal-scoring chances through overload. He's such a high-level competitor, and the man refuses to go out by any means.
We've often remarked on the mental strength needed to participate at this level, let alone to compete, then to qualify. But Marcus Gomes, with the mindset at least of a champion in waiting, Dylan, with opportunities to seal this grand final reset, has not been able to take them. CR7 again, but there is still time. It needs to go forward quickly. Dylan, maybe not realizing how little time was left, has given it straight over. Mbappe tackled by Vieira. It will be a penalty shootout to decide the champion. Marcus Gomes saved by Edison. Adama Traore for Dylan. Looking to the right, goes left and hits the same post as before. Adama for Marcus. We are in some type of terrible purgatory where this grand final will never end. Hernandez. Finally, we have a conversion. 1-0 to Dylan. Marcus Gomes. It's that same post again. Dylan with the chance. He takes his time. Kulusevski. The Panenka is saved. Marcus needs a goal. He's got Mbappe. And now, it's Dylan for the win. He cannot get there yet. He'll get a second chance. Marcus Gomes, 4 penalties, 4 misses, and 1 crucial make. Dylan has thrown away chances. He won't get one better than this. Standing up, it's saved. 1-1. We play on. Straight down the middle for Marcus Gomes. He's come back time after time. Dylan, it's saved! Marcus Gomes shows the character, the absolute qualities, the veracity of a champion. Get on in here, housemates. Melbourne victory, Melbourne City. It's all good. The most phenomenal grand final